Between Spider-Man 3 and X-Men The Last Stand, Marvel really showed us that they know what they're doing as far as third installments go. Iron Man 3 was directed by Shane Black. It stars Robert Downey Jr., Gwyneth Paltrow, Ben Kingsley, and Guy Pearce. And it pretty much tells the story of post-Avengers Tony Stark, played by Robert Downey Jr., who's kind of going through a weird phase. That sounded weird, but not like a college gay phase. But he's just really obsessive. He has like all these different marks of Iron Man suits that do all these different things. He's discovered a technology that you can now pilot an Iron Man suit without anyone in it. I'll get to that later. And then a threat to the whole nation, the Mandarin, played by Ben Kingsley, appears. I had really, really high hopes for this movie. I mean, Iron Man 1 is one of my all-time best superhero movies. Probably the best, if you don't include the Avengers, because that's kind of like a whole group effort. It doesn't really count. And the Dark Knight trilogy, which I don't really consider to be superhero movies. I'll talk about that later. So Iron Man's like my superhero movie. That is what a superhero movie is. I loved it. And then he was awesome in the Avengers as Tony Stark. Iron Man worked great in the Avengers. He had a great dynamic. Robert Downey Jr. was great. And then Iron Man 2 was decent. It wasn't bad, but it was not at the same level of the others. It was fine. It was a fine movie. But the trailer for Iron Man 3, I'm like, Iron Man 3, going to the top. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be like the best Iron Man movie. I was wrong. It starts out all right. Like the first solid third of the movie, I'm like, all right, this is going places. And then this isn't really a spoiler because it's in the trailer. But once his house gets attacked and like explodes, starts going downhill. Like it's kind of like, oh, maybe, nope, and then it just goes downhill. I believe that this is mostly due to Shane Black, the director. He didn't understand the material, I believe. He did not understand the character of Iron Man. I don't think he understood the script in general. The script itself wasn't very good, but I just don't think he understood Iron Man. And that's what really brought this down. Like it was weird. I can't describe it. It was just very, very not Iron Man to me. And then as it's already going downhill, you get to a point kind of closer to the end, probably about like the 2/3 mark. It's a twist. They try to twist the plot. I'm not going to say what it is, but for those of you who've seen it, it's the twist involving the Mandarin. Then it just goes even steeper downhill. It's just like cliff dive. Robert Downey Jr. is good. You can see he's struggling. Like, and I know that he's getting tired of the character because said in the nudes. But I think I'm getting tired of Robert Downey Jr. just playing the same character over and over again. Iron Man and Sherlock Holmes are the same character. Robert Downey Jr. plays similar characters in a lot of things. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is a great movie. He plays a very similar character. Like he's just a very sharp, very sarcastic guy. And it's fun for a while, but it's just getting old. Ben Kingsley does good at first. He's like menacing and everything, but then those of you who know the twist, right after that, he just flatlines with the rest of it. Gwyneth Paltrow and Guy Pearce were just half-assing it, honestly. Like they're both very, very good actors, and they were just not even trying. Gwyneth Paltrow's character, Pepper Potts, they tried to do way too much with her. I think they tried to extend her way, way too much, and she is just... They tried to like spread her out, and there's only enough substance to go like this far. Like, visuals. She herself, as like an actress, Gwyneth Paltrow, was fine. Like, she was alright. Guy Pearce is one of the main reasons I didn't like this movie, actually. He was just like, not him, like his character was just really, really weird, out of nowhere, annoying. Special effects were good at some parts and really dumb at bad other parts. Like I can't really talk about the one specific special effect because it spoils everything, but... No, actually, no, it doesn't. The extremist drug, when people get on the extremist thing, I believe that's what it was called. They look dumb. Parts of the plot, it just seemed like it was just setting up for so much dumb stuff. Like I mentioned before, how he can now pilot the Iron Man suit without any sort of, without being in it. That I think single-handedly ruined the movie. That ruined the movie. Because it just... So many different parts were just like, hey, but you thought Iron Man was in this suit. Oh, he exploded. Oh, he's in this suit. Like, yeah, the entire extremist plot, the drug, I'm still going with extremist. Please don't correct me if I'm wrong. But it just was dumb. The people could now, breathe fire. Like, what? Why? The ending was kind of dumb. Just the entire climax with, all the Iron Man suits. Really not all about this movie worked for me. Good special effects, decent soundtrack, decent acting. It was just average or below average for most of the movie, but but because it tarnished the Iron Man name, it just what brought down for me. I'm gonna give Iron Man 3 a C-. And next, we only have a few more actually. Upstream Color. Goodbye.